Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Action Figure Cantina. Today we are beginning our look at some of the Trendmasters ID4 Independence Day toys from 1996. As a kid, when the first Independence Day film came out, I absolutely was entranced with it. My father took myself and my brother to see it in the theater, and we absolutely loved it. It was just such a fun movie, captured our imaginations, and really helped push our love for outer space and aliens and things like that. And one day I was at a local H-E-B grocery store in my hometown, as I recall, with my mother, my grandmother, and my siblings. And for the first time, we saw these Independence Day toys on the shelf. My brother and I both got our own. I assume that they are still somewhere at my parents' house. This is one that I picked up on eBay back in 2009. In fact, I picked up quite a few ID4 toys back around 2009, 2010, since I wanted to get one of each of the different aliens and, some of the different things that came out for that line. So looking at the packaging here, the ID4 line was quite simplistic in terms of the packaging aesthetic. As you can see, it's basically just black with a little bit of blue. It almost looks like one of those plasma ball type things where you put your hand on it and the sparks kind of go in different directions. Something like that. I really do like the font for the ID4 and Independence Day labeling. As you can see, the bubble of the packaging has yellowed quite a bit over the years, though you can still see the contents inside. You have the alien Shocktrooper biomechanical suit. You have the little alien off to the side. You also have a floppy disk. Yes, a floppy disk. If you're under 20 years old, I don't really expect you to know what that is, but you get one of those in there. And it says Computer Adventure Mission Disc number 3. Each of the different ID4 toys came with a different disc, so that's number 3 there. And then Alien Shocktrooper includes fully posable battlesuit and bendable alien officer, 8 posable tentacles, battlesuit head opens and closes to reveal alien officer. And choking hazard warning. And then this was made by Trendmasters. I don't even know if they're around anymore, but they were around for a few years after this toy line. At the back, you get a similar aesthetic, and then you get a look at quite a few different items that were made available in the ID4 toy line. This isn't comprehensive, but you have most of the line pictured here. You have the Alien Supreme Commander with host, which is essentially quite similar to this figure here, but it's a very large version, and it's electronic. I do have that in the box still. Perhaps we'll get a video of that in the near future. So these are the other ones that we had with the initial wave. There was the Alien Science Officer, the Alien Shock Trooper, which we have, we're going to do the unboxing of, and then the Alien Attacker Pilot. When we were kids, this was the one that I got that day at the grocery store, was the Alien Shock Trooper. My brother got the Alien Attacker Pilot, which is the one that we see in the film. You also see the F-18 fighter jet right there. You have the Alien Attacker ship. That's another one that I have in the box still. And then the Los Angeles Invasion giant playset. Never did have that one, but it does look quite cool. We have some human figures. We have President Thomas J. Whitmore. We have David Levinson, and we have Stephen Hiller. And then a couple of micro playsets. Never had those either, but they look fun nonetheless. It also tells you a little bit here about the computer mission disc. It shows you a little bit of what each one involves. So we have disc number 3 right here, which says that you construct weapons. So basically in all of these, you're playing as the aliens, and this is all from their point of view. I do recall trying out this one here. I believe that's the one that came with my brother's alien, and we just couldn't get it to work for whatever reason. Maybe our computer was too outdated back in 1996. But yeah, very fun. And quite cool that they actually included, a game like that with a figure like this. It says collect all 11 mission discs. And then in the better interest quality, things might not match, what you get in the actual box. So that does happen sometimes. Internet websites, trendmaster.com, id4.com, 1996. You get your UPC, and it says, please recycle. David Levinson would be quite proud. And it shows you a little bit on the side there of the Computer Adventure Mission Disc. Opposite side has a image there of the alien host. It also says try me, pinch clip to open alien head. So you pinch it like that, and the alien's head opens up, and there's a little cardboard alien host in there. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed. Yes, it is a 20-year-old alien, but it's a 20-year-old alien that I had as a kid. And really excited to get it opened up because, hey, very nostalgic about these toys. So here we can see the figure a little bit better. And so there we have the alien host. Ugh, this is very, very sticky. I'm going to pull him out. Pop out our mission disc. Got a little instruction sheet in there. Then we have the alien biomechanical suit. So all of these arms are posable, and to get it out of the packaging, you basically got to stretch them like this before you get it out. So just straighten them out like this, and you will see there is a little zip tie. So let's go ahead and undo that, and just push it out. And we should be able to get him out now. So you can see how severely discolored this plastic has become over the years. So that's the fear with old toys. A lot of the time, the packaging just starts to deteriorate. And, you know, with clear plastic like this, oftentimes just yellows. You also get these 2 extra legs that are packed in here. And these are not rubbery like the other ones are. These are a lot more rigid. And you use these in order to stand up the alien. So let me grab the alien here, or the biomechanical suit technically. You'll see there's a couple holes in here. And as per the instructions, which I have right here, you basically just place those tentacles in those 2 sockets. So we're gonna see the holes right there and just plug them in. And this is so that the alien can stand. Just like so. And this was a huge issue when I was a kid because, as you'll see, the feet are very, very narrow. After a while, they started warping and it just wasn't pretty. But yeah, I mean, given the nature of the way that this is designed, and in the film, actually, I think, you know, they actually walked a little bit differently like that. The toes should be bent, and I'm sure that would help with supporting the weight. Basically, this is what you get, and it's very lightweight. The tentacles are kind of erratic and all over the place. Again, they are posable, so you can move them however which way you wish. Now, another thing that was a problem when I was growing up with these is that these tentacles, they're basically super glued in place. You can't remove them like you can these other 2 for balancing. These are glued in place, but over time I remember they kind of started loosening up. They started drooping, and eventually some of them, like this one right here, feels like it's going to do, they just fell out. And I guess the only way you can fix that is to super glue them back in place. But yeah, this one right here seems really loose. I have a feeling it's going to fall out at any point, which again, it's a really old toy, so it kind of makes sense. But you can already see it kind of starting to droop. But yeah, it was always really cool how these were posable. I don't know what the purpose of these tentacles really are, but they're part of the design. And yeah, there you go. It's really weird to have one of these out of the box and be handling it, and it's just been such a long time since I've done that, and yeah, it's kind of a strange feeling. I don't get the same sense of nostalgia with this line that I do Jurassic Park toys, but nonetheless, I did like these quite a bit as a kid, and they really helped spark my imagination that, you know, these kind of aliens were out there in space, headed towards Earth and whatnot. And for the most part, I think Trendmasters did a really good job with the aesthetics on them. You can see that it has a very nice sculpt, which is very accurate to the film. Each of these different alien biomechanical suit figures has a different shaped head. That doesn't exactly match the shape that it was in the film. It was just more of a diamond shape. But, you know, they made each of them unique. And even then, the aesthetics are still very, very good. I mean, this definitely has the look of the alien we saw in the film, and they did a really good job bringing that about. I mean, it's very realistic, and even though we never saw aliens in all these different colors in the movie, of course they wanted to offer several of them so that you could buy them more than once. And I really do like the coloring on here. The coloring, it's basically like a purpley blue sort of color, very dark. It's got glowing red eyes. They don't really glow, but they look like they could glow. And it's got a glittery finish to it, a little bit of an iridescence to it as well, which I really like. And I mean, it almost looks like you're looking into outer space in a way. Again, as you can see from the sculpt, they did a very nice job with it. I mean, this looks very, very cool. And I really like what they did. I mean, just looking at it after all these years, it reminds me that, that aesthetically speaking, they did a very nice job with these. Even back here where you can see where the tentacles attach, that you kind of have like these round areas where I guess in the film it probably would have been like a softer sort of material maybe. But I really like it. I really like what they did here. I just wish that it stood a little bit better. I mean, you can get it to stand, but like I said, I remember being a kid and, one day walking into my room and looking at my dresser and finding that, one of the legs was just totally bent over and warped just from the weight of the figure. This figure is articulated. You can swivel it at both of the shoulders, just like this. You can swivel it at the legs, just like that, so that it's like more in like a seated position or like on a motorcycle or something. The waist, look how tiny the waist is. Tiny, tiny alien waist. I don't know how it supports this weight up here. And both shoulders are also a little bit different. You see this one has more of like a knob up here at the top. And then you do have these clips at the back. That way you can open the head and you can see the alien host inside. That's actually a cardboard insert. As a kids, I don't think we really took them out. You could. Basically, that's what it is. And that's what it looks like inside. Essentially, it's just very, very glittery. Same thing that you see on the outside, done on the inside in here. Although there's not really any glitter in here, like on the sides. And the idea behind this is that you're supposed to take your little alien that comes in here, the host, and you can pose him to, this is very sticky, feels nasty. Probably what it would feel like in real life, maybe. And you're supposed to seat it inside the head of the alien biomechanical suit. We were never able to really get it to work perfectly as kids because there's just not enough space to do it in there. As you can see, it's like hard to close. Like you can get the guy in there like that, but it just doesn't really offer as much space as it needs. Maybe we just need to fold it up some more. Try that. Yeah, it still doesn't close all the way. So that was never really something I was able to figure out as a kid. I mean, there's just not enough space to do that. But this little guy himself is cool. And in a way, it's kind of neat that you get two different aliens. Although this is the alien host itself. That's just the biomechanical suit. But it almost feels like the alien host is an accessory to the main attraction here. And also with each of these different aliens that you buy, whether it be the Shocktrooper like this one back here, the science officer, the weapons expert, etc., each of these little host aliens is a little bit different in terms of coloration. All the same sculpt, but each is just a little bit different in terms of color. And the alien itself looks pretty good. It's got a very nice sculpt to it. And I think they did a very nice job with the aesthetics. It's kind of got like a translucent sort of quality to it, but it's still pretty colorful. You get some pinks and purples and blues and clear coloration, and it's just really nice looking. Look at the claws, look at the toes, very much like these guys appeared in the film. And this guy has a wire inside him. That's how you're able to pose him. You can actually see that on one of the legs, the wire is kind of sticking out right there. But it's just a bit of a bummer that it doesn't fit inside the biomechanical suit. Yeah, terrible. But hey, at least you get the cardboard cutout. And when we were kids, we would just put these on our shelf and, just look at it like that. This guy kind of just, either was off to the side or, we put him away. But I mean, this is kind of what you're looking at here. This is the more impressive aspect of the set. And that brings us to the mission disc. If you buy this in 2016, more than likely you're not going to be able to use this. And yeah, I have no way to demonstrate this to you because I don't have any computer that utilizes a floppy disk drive. So it could be doable. You could get an external drive and, perhaps use that with your computer. But I'm not too sure I'm going to go through the trouble of doing that. Maybe someday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Trendmasters Independence Day ID4 Alien Shocktrooper action figure from 1996. With Independence Day resurgence just about to hit theaters, in fact, the day that this video goes live, it will be in theaters. It's by no means the best toy ever made, but it's fun. It's got a great aesthetic, great coloration, and just the kind of toy I think that helps spark the imagination and, as a little kid, kind of makes you ponder the unknown and think about aliens being out there in outer space. Sure, it's probably going to have balancing issues at some point or another. Some of those tentacles might fall off and need to be super glued back. And it is unfortunate that the little alien host does not fit in the biomechanical suit. And yeah, I can't use the mission disc because this is 2016 and we don't really use floppy disks anymore. So overall, I am happy with it. And hopefully when I'm back at my parents' in the near future, I'll be able to find my original one and see what's left of it. If you're a fan of Independence Day, you're a fan of aliens or 1990s glittery looking alien toys, then I think you're going to find this to be up your alley. Alright my friends, if you enjoyed this video, then I do encourage you to please like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the ID4 Shocktrooper, whether or not this is something you owned as a kid or would add to your collection. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter for the latest news and updates. And as always, I want to thank you for watching Victoria's Cantina. Till next time my friends, bye bye.